Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Moran. I'm the author of the Believers superhero novel trilogy. We are today doing a video for chapter 13 in book one. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll share my screen so that way you can see what's going on. And here we go. Chapter 13, Revenge. At midnight, various gang members in Dynamite City met up to discuss recent events. The gang boss questioned everyone and received several answers. Who the hell was that? The gang boss asked threateningly. Not a cop, that's for sure. Was it a person or a robot? The gang boss inquired. Whatever it was, it threw us around like rag dolls. Anybody know what it wanted? The gang boss asked. It spoke like a person and sounded like a guy. Are you kidding me? If that was a guy, he must have been jacked up on steroids. Forget that. What did he say? The gang boss asked heatedly, trying to keep his followers focused. Said he was looking for three girls wearing black and red jackets. Who cares about them? We gotta get that guy back. Hell no. You saw what he did to us. I ain't fighting that thing again. It's a damn person. I saw his face, heard his voice. That's good. Figure out who that guy is, and I know exactly who's taking care of this. Someone get me those girls, the gang boss demanded. But boss, I don't think I said now. The gang boss yelled and raised his hand to hit someone, but everyone scattered quickly to carry out his orders. Within 10 minutes, they confirmed that the robot was Jerry Miller, and they found the three girls. Big, burly thugs dragged the three girls to the gang boss, kicking and screaming like no tomorrow. They gagged and tied up the two girls wearing black jackets. Red jacketed girl, also known as Little Red, started giving everyone lip and throwing out threats. The gang boss opened his right hand and firmly slapped her to the ground. He moved behind her, put a knife to her neck, and started whispering in her ear. Some freak, some freak show came here on our turf and wiped the floor with us. Where the hell were you? I was busy, Little Red said with attitude. And so what? You act like you've never been hit before. At least nobody died. Oh, someone's gonna die real soon if you don't start taking me seriously, the gang boss threatened. Go ahead and cut me already. You got the knife, right? Don't grab it unless you're gonna use it. Do it, boys, the gang boss commanded. His henchmen wrestled the other two girls to the floor, pinned them down, and put guns to their heads. The gang boss continued talking. Last chance, Little Red. Take the job or else. What job? Find Jerry Miller. Kill him and his family, the gang boss demanded. No way, Little Red exclaimed. I saw what he did to you all. I ain't getting mixed up in that. I don't need those two girlfriends of yours. I'll kill them like dogs. You wouldn't, Little Red answered, hoping he was bluffing. The gang boss shoved Little Red into a wall, turned around, leaped into the air, and came down like a hammer, driving his knife into the skull of one of the girls. Blood splattered out of her head. Even his henchmen stepped away in fear. The gang boss turned around slowly, looked at Little Red, blood on his face, and said, Get your two best girls and take care of it, or else. Without another word, Little Red walked away, ready to complete her mission. Jerry woke up the next morning, feeling refreshed and ready for the day's events. He splashed water on his face, poured a glass of orange juice, and walked over to Vaughn's room. Vaughn was not there, but he had a lot of clothes and random belongings on the floor. It was a total mess. Jerry checked the living room and the rest of the house, but nobody was home. Surprisingly, there were spiritual and religious items hanging on walls and sitting on tables throughout the house. Vaughn even had a blue and white dream catcher with feathers hanging above a doorway. Neither Vaughn nor his father seemed to be that kind of person. Jerry guessed that the items belonged to Vaughn's dead mother, and they kept everything to remember him. Vaughn's car was still in the driveway, so Jerry decided to search the backyard. Without warning, an arrow flew past his head. Caught by surprise, Jerry wobbled his glass and spilled half his orange juice on his shirt. Vaughn laughed, but Jerry looked annoyed. Oh, come on. Don't give me that face. That was hilarious, Vaughn insisted. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Vaughn, Jerry replied with a tired and sarcastic voice. You should have seen your face. I wish I had a camera for that. Vaughn tried his best to stop laughing, and then he uttered a short apology. Jerry wanted to stay annoyed, but he looked around and saw his reflection in the mirror. He could not help it and smiled a bit. Seeing his white shirt covered in orange juice did seem comical. It reminded him of slapstick comedy shows on TV and stupid prank videos on the internet. He finished his drink, placed it on a nearby table, and walked over to Vaughn, who started laughing again. Are you done yet? Jerry asked. Yeah, no. Okay, maybe? No. Wait, I'm done now. Vaughn still had a smile on his face, so Jerry closed his eyes and started concentrating. Slowly, the orange juice stains faded out of his shirt, floated up into the air, and evaporated. His shirt looked bright white and brand new, as if nothing had ever spilled on it. Now that's just cheating, Vaughn exclaimed. Yeah, and so is shooting an arrow at a guy who just woke up. Fair enough. Speaking of which, you want to give it a shot? Vaughn asked. Sure. Jerry grabbed the bow and arrow, but had a lot of trouble using the weapon. The bow felt awkward and unnatural in his hands. The arrow kept slipping off the bowstring when he tried pulling it back. Vaughn gave a few tips and tried helping Jerry, but it was no use. Jerry barely managed to fire an arrow into the grass, nowhere near the red target hanging on the fence. Jerry handed the bow to Vaughn, who eagerly fired 3 arrows. The first two arrows hit the target, and the third one hit the bullseye. Ah, guess you're not the best at everything. Yeah, you win, Jerry conceded. Want to try again? No thanks, Vaughn. I gotta go. Where? Vaughn asked. I haven't seen Cynthia in a while. Who's that? My girlfriend, Jerry answered. Oh, right on. Have fun. Thanks again. Later, Vaughn. Jerry gathered his belongings and drove to Cynthia's house. Normally, he would jam out to the radio while driving. Something was bothering him. He felt as if he were missing something or maybe a problem he could not see. He spent the whole ride thinking about past and recent events, trying to figure out what was wrong, but he could not put his finger on it. He thought to himself about Dynamite City and his next move. Should I go and try again? Maybe I can get someone to help. Maybe Tanya could give me more information about Dynamite City. Maybe a hint about where the red and black jacket girls might be hiding. Jerry's thoughts kept him occupied all the way to Cynthia's house. He parked the car in her driveway, walked to the front door, knocked a few times, and Cynthia opened the door. She had messy hair and wore her usual sleep attire, purple pajamas and a white shirt. She looked like she had just woken up, but she smiled and said, I didn't know you were coming by. Come inside and give me a few minutes to get ready. Cynthia ran to her room, and Jerry sat on the couch to watch TV. He sat for a few minutes, but soon turned off the set. He still had the same bad feeling from the car ride and began pacing around the room. Then he approached Cynthia's bedroom door and said, Are you almost ready? Almost. What's the rush? Cynthia asked. I don't know. Feeling antsy, I guess. Is something wrong? That's just it. I feel like there's something wrong, but I can't figure out what it is. Jerry responded with a puzzled tone. Cynthia opened the door slightly and said, Everything's fine. And if there is something wrong, I'm sure you'll figure it out soon. She gave him a quick kiss and closed the door. Seconds later, Jerry felt a pain in his heart and groaned loudly. Cynthia asked again if anything was wrong, but Jerry did not respond. She anxiously opened the door and saw him crouching on the floor, looking up at her with a tear rolling down his cheek. She bent down and asked, Are you okay? It's not me. It's my parents. Something's wrong, and I gotta go home and call the cops. What are you talking about? Poof. Jerry disappeared. Cynthia knew something was terribly wrong and did not waste time. She called the police and told them something was happening at Jerry's house. Jerry teleported to his parents' house and appeared in the living room. He saw broken windows and bullet holes in the furniture. Then he saw his parents on the floor. His mother was yelling and crying while holding her bleeding husband. Lastly, Jerry saw three girls holding guns, two wearing black jackets and one wearing a red jacket. Little Red. Her gun was smoking, and Jerry yelled out, Father! The girls all looked over at Jerry, and Little Red shouted, Light 'em up, girls. Three girls simultaneously unloaded their bullets into Jerry. He quickly put his arms up, and a red force shield appeared, blocking and ricocheting their bullets. He launched the force shield at Little Red, creating a blast that sent her flying through the front door. The blast also split the other two girls apart. One hit a wall, and the other flew into a wood furniture unit with family picture frames, causing most of them to fall and crack. Jerry looked over at his parents for a moment to see if they were okay, but his father had blood all over his plaid shirt. His mother yelled, Jerry, look out! Both girls pulled out guns and started firing at Jerry again, but he put his hands up and created a blue force field around his body to protect himself. They soon ran out of bullets and pulled out knives. They charged Jerry and flanked him. The girls swiped and stabbed repeatedly, but could not touch him. He avoided each attack and counterattacked a few times, performing swift jabs to weaken and slow the girls down. He slowly managed to knock one girl away, and he fully engaged the other. He made quick work of her by dealing three solid punches and slamming her on the floor. The other girl charged Jerry again, but he used excessive energy and launched her back into a wall, causing it to crack. He charged and punched her in the stomach, knocking all the air out of her. She gasped, coughed up blood, and fell unconscious. Little Red was gone, and Jerry was about to run outside looking for her when his mother yelled, Jerry, please help us, help your father. Jerry ran up to them. His father was almost lifeless. He was bleeding profusely from three gunshot wounds, two in the legs and one in the chest. His mother moved aside and began praying while Jerry did his best to help. He closed his eyes, and his hands started glowing with a silvery hue. All three bullets gradually came out of the wounds. Then he tried making his hands glow red to suck the blood back into his father's body. But Jerry was feeling weak, and there was too much blood loss. He spent too much energy teleporting, protecting himself from gunfire, and fighting against the girls. He also expended a lot of energy the night before in Dynamite City. Jerry's father was feeling unbearable pain and started saying his last words haltingly. Son, I love you. Take care of your mother for me. No, Dad, not now. You're not giving up on me, Jerry cried. You tried your best. I'm proud of you. Thomas! Thomas! Mrs. Miller screamed out in horror. Mr. Miller stopped talking, fell unconscious, and Mrs. Miller cried desperately for help. Sirens blared in the distance, and she ran outside to flag them down. Jerry drowned out all sound and became lost in a nightmare. He imagined a world without his father. He saw the funeral and everyone showing up to pay their respects. He saw his mother crying every day and night. He saw her becoming inert and wilting away, having nothing left to live for. He saw his family and friends leaving him one by one, and Cynthia walking away in tears. Jerry felt himself drowning in a pool of infinite rage and regret. He felt himself falling into darkness and watching the world crumble around him. He could not accept this. He would never forgive himself if this future image came true. With all his might, Jerry yelled out, "No!" His body instantly burst into red and white flames. "I won't accept this. I will not accept a world without you. I believe in you. I believe in my power, and I won't let you die." Jerry placed his hands upon his father's chest and unleashed a surge of wild energy. The whole house lit up in red and white light. Sacrificing his own life energy, Jerry fell unconscious. And that's it. That's the end of chapter 13. I hope you all enjoyed it, and hopefully the next future video will be for chapter 14. Thank you all very much.